Hey guys, these documents just came out, so I was trying to get organized a little bit here. But earlier today, actually, the documents where Blake Lively's asking again to delay the release of evidence with a further extension to object to like unsealing of documents, which today was the deadline for her to file that, and she's asking for a longer extension now. That came out earlier today, so I was planning on covering that later because I have a lot going on tonight as far as other people's streams that I'm just guest spotting on. But then this happened. Blake asks for sanctions for the 10th time. To my knowledge, this is the 10th time. This time again against Justin Baldoni's attorneys. And it has something to do with the deposition that took place on Monday. So we know that there were still expert depositions going on, and one of them had been delayed due to an illness. So that had to be this expert who they were doing the deposition on Monday. We found out late Monday that there was a hearing set last minute by Judge Lyman saying there was an issue with this ongoing deposition and the parties were going to meet with him. But because it was posted to the public docket so late and it didn't get on Court Listener, the website where you can get updates for free, until so late, nobody really dialed in. And apparently she's now asking for sanctions relating to that issue that came up in the hearing. So we're going to read a little bit about that. Redondo Beach, thank you for being a member for 8 months. That's awesome. Ladies and gents, the hardest working woman on YouTube, it's Lauren. Thank you very much. I don't know if that's, I don't know about that, but I certainly try. I just got off my friend Nick's stream, and then I'm going to be on CJ Citizen Journalist. If you guys know her, I'm going to be on her stream in about a little over an hour. So I'll redirect to her after this. And when that starts, I will pop in about 10 minutes in. And then after that, I have Loud Little Duckies stream. It's supposed to be an ugly sweater thing. I have to go see if I can find a sweater downstairs. But yeah, so I'll be all over the place kind of tonight as far as streams go. On the YouTube channel, in the posts tab, you can see the time and the links to those if you want to hang out and see the streams. So anyways, right now, what I want to do first is go over this issue where she's asking for sanctions again, and then we'll get into the request for an extension on the sealing stuff. So, all right, let's pull this up first then. Hold on. Okay. So you can see a lot of this letter is redacted. There is, some additional stuff that's not so redacted, which is going to shed some more light. But for the most part, of course, a lot of this is sealed. But Blake's attorneys say, Dear Judge Lyman, Plaintiff Blake respectfully moves for an order 1 imposing sanctions on 2 of defendant's attorneys, Brian Friedman and Kevin Fritz, for conduct that impeded, delayed, and frustrated the fair examination of one of their designated experts, Nicole Alexander, during her deposition on December 15th. 2, compelling Miss Alexander to sit for an additional deposition of up to 1 hour to answer questions that Mr. Fritz, that's redacted. 3, assigning all reasonable fees and costs for the supplemental deposition to opposing counsel whose conduct necessitated this relief. And 4, awarding plaintiff half of its reasonable expenses and attorney's fees incurred in connection with the deposition and this motion. Okay. Opposing counsel's improper behavior began less than 20 minutes into the deposition. Miss Alexander began to testify, and then, of course, it's all redacted. So, Miss Lively respectfully asked the court to limit the supplemental deposition to questioning by her counsel so defendants do not inure benefit from their own misconduct, is what she's saying in the footnote there. Okay. And we really can't see much. It says on footnote 2, the transcript does not support Mr. Fritz's characterization of redacted to the court, nor his representation that counsel for Miss Lively redacted asked about the redacted that necessitated rescheduling the deposition. And we saw that they were asking for the rescheduling earlier due to some sort of illness. So I don't really know what would be the issue here. But yeah. Mr. Fritz demanded redacted, which necessitated judicial intervention. Because this behavior is part of an ongoing pattern of deposition misconduct, the court should sanction Mr. Friedman and Mr. Fritz for redacted. He's relying upon, I don't know what happened here. I don't know if there was actually any misconduct. I know that both sides have accused each other of misconduct at some point or another as far as these depositions go. I know that when Ellen Garofalo was deposing one of the witnesses. The Lively parties allegedly, and I have to say allegedly because I wasn't there, allegedly, intentionally took breaks and then went over time, like took a long time to come back for the breaks, went over time on purpose to the point that the Wayfarer parties had to rush through the deposition, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Anyways, they have all kind of accused each other of this kind of shit, but I don't even know what Blake Lively is saying exactly. Hang on, let me put my headphone in because I got another person here. Hey, Cass. What's up?
Hey.
How's it going?
This is crazy.
Have you read through this?
I have.
Okay. So I actually haven't read through all of it. I kind of skimmed over it. I
think we need to act it out.
What? Okay. This letter first, and then when we get to like the exhibit. Okay. Well, this type of disruptive behavior by opposing counsel is part of an unfortunate pattern. Throughout discovery, multiple defense counsel insisted on making speaking objections, often in depositions they were not defending, and consuming time on the record to demean or orate. Well, somebody should, to be honest. Ms. Lively's attorneys consistently asked opposing counsel to stop, including by letter on September 29th, highlighting their inappropriate and unprofessional behavior, such as referring to questions as laughing on the record. How could you not laugh at some of this shit, though? Like the culture of hugging comments?
Yes. I mean, remember us trying to get through that night, reading that stuff?
Yes. Oh my God. Every time I sit down to read one of these depositions, it takes me 3 fucking hours till I get through. Like the other night, I didn't even read all of Justin's deposition. I just read one of the 5 portions that we have, and that was last night. It took me 3 hours because I wanted to say so much about it. I was just like, how do you not have a reaction to this?
I fell asleep sometime in the last hour. I was going to go live, and then I'm like, I can't do it. I was so sleepy.
No, I was on until like 12:30 last night, and then I had to get up for work this morning, and then now I'm kind of screwed because I was like, well, I committed to so many things today, so I guess I'll sleep tomorrow. But yeah. So anyways, laughing on the record and complaining that redacted. That does not redacted. Despite, okay, well, I would love to know what the redactions are. Despite attempting to resolve the issue, the conduct continued.
Hey, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, not me. Okay. Lengthy improper speech offered with 9 minutes of questioning remaining by a member of defendant's defense team who again was not defending the deposition. And then even the footnotes redacted. Accordingly, the record amply supports the imposition of sanctions in connection with the deposition of Miss Alexander. So, of course, lots of redactions there. We can't see too much. This document, one of the exhibits, which is a letter regarding this unprofessional behavior, alleged unprofessional behavior, has a little bit more substance to it, it appears. But like I said, I didn't read through this before. So let's see. Counsel, and this is again from Lively's attorneys, I believe. Yeah, it's from Manit, which you know how I feel about Manit, guys. I'm sure Cassidy echoes that sentiment. Manit did not give us an easy time when they tried to get our bank information. So
no.
Yeah. All right. Counsel, we write to address the inappropriate and unprofessional behavior that continues to be exhibited by certain counsel for the Wayfarer defendants during depositions, including during testimony of out-of-jurisdiction witnesses, whose depositions will serve as trial testimony. Specifically, we write to address 1, attorneys repeatedly obstructing deposition testimony with speaking objections, as well as a lack of basic decorum through insulting comments, audible crosstalk, and laughter during examination in plain violation of the FRCP, the rules of civility and the rules of professional conduct. And 2, questions concerning Miss Lively's sexual history and marital relationship in violation of federal rule of evidence. Are you kidding?
Wait, what? I missed this somehow.
Okay, so the second violation they're saying is questions concerning Miss Lively's sexual history and marital relationship. But I don't know why this would have come up in an expert deposition necessarily, but as far as this goes, like Miss Lively is making these accusations that Justin Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties were out of line by like sharing personal anecdotes and stuff in these conversations with her, where she started about personal experience. And so like if they need to ask her about what she said about her sexual history, that's kind of a valid question at that point.
Exactly. It's this double standard with them drives me insane. I was reading some other stuff too, and I'm like, where does she get this? Like, I can do it, but you can't do it.
Yeah, right.
And if you do, I'm going straight to the judge.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it.
Bruce says, I got Lauren's bank information. She has $69, an old Web Love, and a case of Tic Tacs Orange. I'm there. I do not have $69. I have less than that. It should be enough to afford Blake's lawyers at this point, but
I know I got my Pacer bill today. I was not happy.
Oh God, is it coming out again? Or does it depend on when you started?
Maybe it depends on when I'm not sure. Or maybe
I was late on my payment for the last one. I changed my I had to get a new credit card, and so the auto pay didn't go through, and so they were like, we suspended your account for non-payment. I was like, non-payment? Do you know how much of my money you've taken? What are you talking about? So I just had to fix it.
I know. Yeah. How dare. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, that's kind of an interesting thing to object to, but again, I don't know the context of this because they redacted so much of like why that would come up in an expert deposition or what this expert was saying.
They make it sound like it's something absolutely hideous, and then it comes to find out she's talking about her unborn son and whether or not to get circumcised. You know, right. I'm sorry, you've cried wolf too many times, Blake.
Yeah. Well, also, like, do you know anything about this like Alexander person? Like.
No, just
what she's an expert
what you
on?
were saying that they had to postpone her deposition because she was sick or somebody was sick. And,
right.
But I have my opinion of why this came out.
Why's that?
I'm trying to scroll through your thing instead of mine. that's it's not working.
Do you need me to move the thing? I can.
No, if you look at who filed the opposition to the extension, it's this Bach person.
Oh yeah.
And that's the person who ends up in Exhibit 4.
Okay, yeah.
So I feel like this is retaliation, like stupid, petty retaliation. They're mad at this Bach person. But sorry, I'll wait till we get to Exhibit 4 because it's
you can go ahead. This isn't
it's
structured.
a banger. It's a banger. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Ezra is everything that we assumed she would be. And I hope they let her handle a big portion of the trial and she loses it like this because this woman is unhinged.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan. You know that. I think everybody knows that I'm not a fan of Ezra Hudson, but you know, it still feels the last 4 of my phone number, by the way. You can bypass that, but I will give you guys the last 4 of my phone number for these purposes is 3952. Please don't come to my house. Okay, bye. Anyway, I'm not a fan of Ezra. I think that she's very intentional. I think she exploited her connections to these Me Too type organizations in California for the wrong person at the wrong time. I think that it's going to destroy the spirit of the law that was passed, and I think that is terrible for people who actually need it. So.
Yep.
And I know that Blake pays better than most people will, but there are lines I just wouldn't cross. And people be like, no, attorneys are just doing their. Yeah, I know. There's also a point where I can say an attorney's doing their job when they do something or say something I don't like. But at the same time, it's like I just there's a line I would never cross. You could never punch me or pay me to cross that line. And I just don't respect it.
That's the thing. And they are not like court appointed where they have to take a case.
Right.
They are choosing to do this. And when you choose these kinds of people, it says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a job to do, but you don't have to represent that person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even if you did, you could say no to things. You can say, no, I won't do Van Zandt. You know what I mean? Like, you say, no, that's not right. Like, I'm not going to do that.
You couldn't pay me enough money to do this stuff.
Yeah. Nah, it's so fucking crazy, man. All right. Anyways, where were we here?
I gotta go grab a drink. I'll be right.
Yeah, go ahead. Several counsel for the Wayfair defendants, including attorneys Kim Zeldin and Ellen Garofalo, have repeatedly engaged in improper argumentative speaking objections and insulting comments, yet they're asking for sanctions against Fritz and Friedman. So I don't really know what the point of this is. Despite multiple warnings by counsel for Miss Lively and other parties, as well as non-compliant instructions not to answer. So if you look at Justin's deposition, which we started going through like half of it last night, we got through half of it. And we're talking about insulting comments and objections. This clearly went both ways. So I don't really know. And like Blake's attorneys are notoriously whining to the judge about these things where the Wayfair parties are not, which is why it looks like Blake's attorneys constantly have these complaints about like misconduct. It's because they're going to the judge about every little thing they're upset about. And Justin's attorneys, Wayfair's attorneys are not.
Little tattletales. Yeah.
And it's not like necessarily working out in their favor. But the thing is, like, the judge hasn't ruled on so many of these things. The sanctions motions. This is our 10th sanctions motion.
He needs to say that's enough. When is this judge ever going to say that?
As a layperson, I'm kind of like, well, why can't you put a stop to this? But I don't know the rules.
He can.
I don't know the rules. So
he can, but he just hasn't, and I don't understand that. He absolutely can, because this is too much.
Somebody said yes, I saw LGA's video. What was LGA's video about? It was about this.
It was about what? Why are these people still on TikTok? Come to YouTube. Come to YouTube.
I think she is on YouTube. I think they're like people start on TikTok. It's like that's where most of their audience is. So I get it.
Yeah, they make their videos there and then just put them on YouTube. But they keep getting muted. They keep getting muted there. What'd you say?
Yeah. I said TikTok scares me a little bit.
Yeah, I don't like TikTok at all.
Well, first of all, they have a major censorship problem. So if you become dependent on that for getting your word out, it's like you're at a high risk of being banned. For no reason.
I don't want to support a platform that behaves this way towards its creators. It's that simple.
Right.
I would never stand for that.
There's also just really like the audience on TikTok versus like a YouTube or even Twitter, which Twitter is wild, but like compared to TikTok, it's like people on TikTok are, because the censorship problem is so one-sided or the other at some point, it's like they're so emboldened to say the most vile, horrible shit and they like nothing will happen. And so it's like a very one-sided pile-on against people. And then if you say anything to the contrary, even respectfully, it's like you get cut off. So I don't know. It's just like I don't like TikTok that much.
Yeah, I made one just to kind of preserve my name there because I know people will sometimes make fraudulent accounts.
Oh yeah,
I've never used it.
Yeah, Dave Neal. There's like accounts that pop up trying to use Dave Neal's content as Dave Neal. Multiple times. I'm like, I know Dave, and I know this is not his account. So what are you guys doing? But apparently that's a really common thing there. So
yeah.
Bruce says TikTok freaks me out. It's all weird dash cams and thirst trappies. Yeah. All right. Anyways, moving on here. Let's see. So we talked about the non-compliant instructions not to answer. I'm going to skim through some of this here. All right. For example, during the September 12th deposition of Wayfair President Tara Hanks, Attorney Zeldin, who defended the witness, engaged in improper speaking objections, insulted the examining attorney, and improperly instructed the witness not to answer based on relevance and or form. The following are just a few of the many examples of Attorney Zeldin's misconduct in the deposition. The first one says, I would appreciate if you'd ask a decent question. I mean, is that really something that sanctions need to be handed down for?
Is that something? This is when the judge needs to say enough.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being sanctioned over this?
Yeah. Ellsworth says, funny, the crazies never find me on the clock app. You are the crazy. That's what.
They don't dare, Elsie. They don't dare.
No, that's not true. I found Elsie on TikTok, so the crazies definitely find her. So like, I wish you'd ask a decent question. Do we really need to abuse a branch of our government, the federal judiciary, to address this? Like, you felt so offended by that you were like, I need to file for sanctions?
These people are just like Blake.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know what questions preceded this. Like, how fed up was this attorney when they had to finally say this?
Oh, of course they won't tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope Wayfair does in their response.
Yeah. Objection as to form. That's not what the document says. Please stop this. This is crazy, and I'm very tired of you too.
Okay, wait a minute. The two tells you somebody said that previously.
Somebody else said that, yeah.
Somebody said I'm tired, and they said I'm tired of you too.
And was she talking to the witness in this deposition? Was she talking to Blake? Was she talking to Ezra? Who was she talking to?
Yeah, there's a lot of missing
What was the context? If you can explain this, so you probably know a lot more about this kind of procedural stuff than I do. But when somebody says objection as to form, what does that mean?
Okay, that's the main objection that you give during depositions. You cannot, you're very limited what you can object to during a deposition. It's not like during court where you can object to just about everything and on the basis of so many different things. And even when you object, the person being deposed still has to answer unless it's somehow privileged, which is usually not. But that's how you object during a deposition.
Okay. Okay, so objection as a form, you're asking her to assume 4 or 5 things. No, I will instruct not to answer if you continue to badger the witness. You are, because this witness does not. And there's like a lot of ellipses here at the point where they're leaving shit out.
Yes, okay? lots of it. And by this, to me, this signals these attorneys have had it.
Yeah.
The other side is misbehaving, and they're like, stop this right now.
Yeah.
And I bet when Wayfair responds, they're going to fill all these ellipses in, and we're going to be having a great old time.
Well, not as good as Kevin Fritz, I guess.
The witness does not know when the darn article was published.
Yeah. I will not instruct not to answer if you continue to badger the witness. You are, because the witness does not know when the darn article was published. You're asking her to assume it was published at a certain time. Assume this, assume that. Why are you asking the witness that question? Why?
They should be embarrassed putting this on here. This is making them look bad.
Well, you have to know this is all in response to something, and they're leaving that out. And it's like, that's going to eventually get exposed. But what do you know? It's a Friday night. The press cycle for the weekend is about to happen. They got to put something on the docket. So something other than Blake Lively moves again to delay evidence being produced.
Yes, that's what that's what they're trying to stop.
It's a clear pattern.
It is.
So she moves today, the deadline, by the way, she moves for an extension, which the judge has not ruled on yet, and there's only less than 4 hours left in the day, less than 5 hours left in the day.
Yeah.
Has not given an extension, not said yes to that. And she moves to delay again, like her objections to, or like her motions to continue sealing. And she, doesn't want that Blake Lively delays evidence to the public to be the headline for the weekend on these TMZ type websites. And so she goes and does this.
Yep.
So it's pretty transparent at this point.
She's going to have to unredact these at some point. She's like a kid who, when faced with something that they know they have to do, just keeps putting it off and putting it off. Like they can just do that forever. It's so stupid. Did you Google user 7179? Good.
7179?
Good.
Huh?
Said they emailed the courts regarding the delaying of evidence.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see now. Sorry, I thought you were reading the document. I was like, where does it say that?
Oh, no, I was reading a comment.
Okay. All right. So you've asked this question 5 times. Instruct you not to answer. Go on. No, that's not what she said. Objection as to form. Instruction not to answer. Stop this. I've had enough too. I've really had enough. You have asked the same question 10 times. And then, of course, okay, so here's where it gets really fucking crazy, apparently. It says, in addition, during the same deposition, Attorney Zeldin engaged in concerning off-record behavior that has threatened to impact witness testimony. Specifically, Attorney Zeldin openly discussed an exhibit that was previously introduced during Ms. Hank's deposition while in the presence of the witness. Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Put him in attorney jail.
Specifically, counsel for the Jones parties examined the witness regarding a social media video that was the topic of discussion amongst the Wayfair defendants in a text thread, which concludes with Ms. Coslow writing, "Let us chat to Jed as well on this." In that video, a woman recounted an incident that she alleged to have had with Mr. Baldoni when she was a 19-year-old student. Okay, so some rando on the internet recounted an incident she allegedly had with Justin. And I'll tell you guys why I think that means literally nothing in a minute. But following introduction and playing of that video, Attorney Zeldin made repeated speaking objections and also improperly instructed her client not to answer. Attorney Zeldin, for example, stated objection as a form, instruction not to answer, on the basis that you're giving her an incomplete hypothetical. Well, yeah. Where are the rest of the facts? You've established nothing through the video. And I know, like, for attorneys, this might be like something they could say, like, well, you can't do that. But for the public, it's like, yeah, what's the problem?
It's totally what's the problem.
Yeah.
This is what, my gosh. When will this judge say, when will he say enough?
Yeah. I Dude, I don't know. So this isn't even the thing that was in question. Like this, the deposition of Tara Hanks, not even the thing in question here.
Nope. And neither is Exhibit 4, but it's hilarious.
So like this stuff is literally this has nothing to do at all with the expert deposition. Nope. They're just putting this out here for public consumption.
They are. And
it's honestly hilarious anyways. So like, fuck you. Like, I don't care.
It's such a wow.
Yeah. But that's crazy. So she says, you've established nothing through the video. Okay, now I'm instructing you not to answer, she says to Tara, the witness. You go and talk to the judge about it. You're done. During a break in the questioning, Attorney Zeldin then suggested in front of the witness that the video in question had been created by a drug-addled teenager and openly questioned its relevance as well as the veracity of the questions with respect to the same. God.
Oh my God.
Okay, so guys,
and now they attack Ellen.
So I knew that you weren't gonna like that, so I'll let you read that part. But first, I want to just say, my friend, yeah, if you guys had if you had followed the Laura Owens case at all, who faked twin pregnancies with multiple victims, who is like now has 14 felony charges against her in Arizona, with my now friend Clayton, who I didn't know at the time. This guy Clayton, this was his like second false accusation in a year, because before that, a woman on TikTok had made this video swearing that she hooked up with Clayton in New York and that he cheated on his girlfriend Susie from the show with her. And so he was being accused of all sorts of things by this random person on TikTok. And of course, people believed her. Because, like, why would somebody, randomly make that up? First of all, which we know people actually do that, but people don't want to believe that. So the automatic assumption is, well, she's telling the truth. And I understand the urge to err on the side of the alleged, victim of whatever dishonesty or whatever, even though there was no, like, sexual misconduct involved in this alleged offense. So it was just like he cheated on his girlfriend with me. But then later, he has to show his location data from like his Apple Watch or his smartwatch or something to show he was in Arizona and the entire time and not in New York. And some guy just duped her and said, because he looked like Clayton or something, said, I'm Clayton the Bachelor. And she slept with him because she was stupid. And like, that was not his fault. And so like he got smeared. And of course, that video where she was accusing him of sleeping with her and cheating on his girlfriend got so much attention. And then the apology where she recognizes, oh shit, I was actually just kind of a dumbass that night at the bar. And I believe some random dude who said, by the way, I'm Clayton the Bachelor, and didn't Google it and like compare,
wow.
Before smearing his reputation and his name. Like he had to provide his fucking geolocation data to clear himself.
Wow.
Yeah, and so like that's why I don't believe random people on TikTok blindly who say they've hooked up with someone or say somebody did something inappropriate. I mean, look at that, and look at the DoorDash girl. I mean, everybody's seen the DoorDash girl stuff going around on Twitter and whatever, where like she apparently like pushed open the door and this guy was nude on the couch, where it said like leave at the door, and like she's now being taken to court for a crime because she took pictures of him naked and posted them online and said like this guy assaulted me or whatever. Yeah, right. And then like people were saying, oh my God, how could he do that to her or whatever? And it turns out she's being charged with the crime because she actually, like the way she told the story is not actually true at all. And she actually did something wrong. She crossed the line. And so, well, that's my opinion of it, at least. I'm sure other people have different opinions, and it's fine. I respect that. But my interpretation of it is that's what happened.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Right. And so there's just so much that happens on TikTok, so many accusations that are made that are just not true. So like if a man is, like accused of something on TikTok, especially a famous guy, I'm not going to automatically think, oh, he must have done that shit. You know what I mean? Right. Like I'm not going to automatically think that, especially because I know firsthand from having a friend who was in the reality TV world, at least a bigger name. He was the star of The Bachelor. He was like, that was his season. And some girl accused him of something that was absolutely not true. And then it happened again. This lady accused him of fathering her twins when she was not pregnant at all, and she took him to court for that. So people can make absolutely wild, false allegations and go very, very far with them. So this video of some girl saying Justin did whatever, I don't believe it blindly. So, yeah. That's just my thought. Anyways, this part about Ellen here, I know you're a big Ellen fan. I want to hear your thoughts about what you think happened here. And I know it's redacted, but it says Attorney Garofalo. Go ahead and you can read that there.
Oh, okay. Queen Ellen engaged in similarly obstructive and insulting conduct during the deposition of another out-of-state witness, Anne Carroll, whose deposition testimony may be used at trial. At one point, after all these redactions, Miss Carroll's deposition during questioning with respect... I feel like I'm being choked. I can't continue. The foregoing conduct by Attorney Zeldin and Garofalo violates the court's standards with respect to appropriate conduct of court officers, intimidates third-party witnesses, coaches party witnesses, and worst of all, impacts trial witness testimony. We demand that such conduct immediately cease. Aren't depositions now over? Miss Lively currently intends to move for sanctions based on the foregoing conduct, and if such conduct does not cease, we'll suspend the deposition. Suspend the deposition and seek to exclude counsel from further examination. They don't want them there because they can outdo them.
That was the most extreme fucking thing. Right away. It's like the most extreme thing. They're like, you have to prevent this person from testifying and exclude all this stuff. I'm like, dude, that is obviously not the first line of defense for these offenses. Like,
right.
Even if
they always go to the most extreme. Like they can just keep them from attending these depositions. It's ridiculous.
Bizarre. That and saying like they can't testify to like certain things, like about the birthing video and like all this stuff about the evidence spoliation. Like the craziest, biggest, most major things, they go to the extreme right away. And I'm like, I know that you think maybe it's worth a shot, but like, what are you doing? Like, this is just embarrassing at this point.
It's all, I recorded my episode about the MJOP. I'm still editing it. My day has been very, very busy. But so I haven't gotten it out yet. I was gonna go live last night, and then it got too late, and I just couldn't. But and now I forgot what I was trying to say.
I forgot everything too.
They know these things are not true. They know it's not correct. They know they will never get these things. But I think that they're posing for their clients because their clients don't know better. And they're posing for PR because the judge knows this is bullcrap. Opposing counsel knows this is bullcrap. A lot of the people reporting on these cases know that it's bullcrap, but they're just saying it to appease Blake and Ryan and to appease, to put some sound bits out there for PR.
I'm sorry. I just saw this next paragraph and I'm so fucking pissed.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. And then also the order just came out, which she partially granted, partially denied. We'll go over that next.
As always.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. Anyways. All right. This is one of the most offensive things I've seen in this entire case. We write further to address questions posed during certain depositions that probe into Miss Lively's sexual or romantic history, which is relevant to this case, by the way, which resulted in objections pursuant to FRE 412. FRE 412, also known as the Rape Shield Law.
She was not.
No.
She was not.
Never. Not even close. Bars evidence of a sexual assault victim's sexual behavior or sexual history, unless its probative value substantially outweighs the risk of unfair prejudice or harm. Stop exploiting.
She has never even made this claim.
No. This is insane. This is an insane abuse of that law. I mean, the way that she's trying to like ruin 47.1 right now to try to get treble damages on her, the millions of dollars, hundreds of $1 million of fortune she already has because some dude called her outfit sexy when she said that's what she was going for on a movie set.
She never claimed R. She never claimed SA. And now they've got it out there to get people repeating those words.
Right. Right. And the thing is, unfortunately, I will, because I'm like, those are the words that I'm like, and I know YouTube doesn't like it. And I totally respect and understand when other people want to censor those words because YouTube will like filter things out sometimes when you use the actual terms. But I just refuse to, when something is this dire, like this abuse of this kind of thing is this insane, I'm going to use the word. So like she's saying rape shield law applies to her. I'm pissed off about that. and I'm not going to censor it at all. So like, I'm just so fucking mad about that. But this rule has been extended to victims of sexual harassment in civil cases. Okay. But you still weren't sexually harassed. So that doesn't matter. Just like these laws that are meant to protect people that really need to be handled with very sensitive kind of like, I don't want to say like kid gloves, but you know what I mean? Like delicate hands. They need to be handled with delicate hands, because if you use them like willy-nilly and frivolously, it could really hurt people who need this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They're being abused so blatantly here. It's insane. So, oh God. Ms. Lively's sexual and or romantic history has no bearing on the matters at issue in this case, and we will not tolerate such examination, which will be the subject of a protective order and sanctions motion if it happens again. Of course it will, because you need a number 11. Jesus. And also, depositions are over. Like, okay, I guess this letter was from September 29th, but like depositions for the parties ended like early October. So, okay. So I'll give them that. They did file this before today. So, but yeah. Should counsel for the Wayfair defendants continue to engage in the foregoing conduct, will suspend the deposition at issue and promptly seek guidance from the court. Well, that obviously didn't happen. So, but still, the fact that she tried to use rape shield laws is wildly offensive to me, and I'm sure many others. So, yeah. All right, let me pull this back, and then we had
my chat isn't working.
It's not?
That's what they're saying. My my YouTube messed up like that before. I don't know what's.
Oh, is it not letting you comment?
I don't know.
I remember you saying that before.
Saying something. Yeah, that happened.
Oh, yeah, it's weird. Are you logged into the same account that you like posted on?
Yeah, it was something someone said in comments. It's not anything I tried to do, so I don't know what's happening. Crazy.
Oh, somebody says working.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Your chat is okay. Cool.
All right. Thank you, Christina.
Anyways, let's move on to. I know we have the judgment out, but this is only a few pages, right? 12 pages, and this is the deposition transcript of Jamie Heath we were talking about. So you wanted to read this out, so I'm gonna let you set the instructions. How do you want to do this?
I don't know. There might be too many people. I would just say. I don't know who gets to be Ezra though.
Oof, nobody wants to be Ezra. Oh my God. Should we? How many people are involved? Should we pick 2 each or something? Like Miss Shapiro, the witness, Miss Hudson. I think it's only 3 people.
And then there's Bob.
There's 4. Okay, who do you want to be? You pick.
I kind of want to be Ezra.
Okay, go ahead. And then who else? Because we had to pick 2 each.
Okay. Well, let's see. Who does she not go against? Okay, she kind of goes against Shapiro and Bach. So I guess I could be who's left.
I'll make you Jamie, I think.
Okay.
So then I would have to be Shapiro and Bach, yes?
Okay, but can I make eye contact with you?
That's sexy. I don't know.
Well, if I'm Jamie, I'm usually not allowed that.
Well, I can't see your face, so that helps.
Oh, that helps.
I'll subpoena your eye contact. Okay.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so I don't know whose question this was, so I'm just going to read the first line. It says, "Are you refusing to answer questions unless you read the entire document?" Ms. Shapiro, objection. And then this is you.
If you're going to ask me something about a document, I just want to be able to read it.
And then this is you too.
Go ahead, finish reading it. You've already read about half of it. You can finish.
That's also
No, I hadn't. I would like to read it. If you're going to ask me, I just want to understand what I'm responding to. Okay. Let's go off the record.
We're not going off the record.
I'm taking a break. Yes, we are.
We're not going off the record.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's not up to you. This is my deposition. We're going to go off the record.
Is it Mr. Bach or Miss Bach?
Mr.
Because it says Mr. Bach here. I thought it was a lady. My bad. Okay. Mr. Bach says how much time is left. Miss Shapiro says there's 6 minutes left. Oh, sorry, 7 minutes. And then.
Okay, I have 7 minutes.
Videographer says 9 minutes left.
9. There you go. We're going to take a 10-minute break. We'll come back for the last 9.
Okay. Mr. Bach says, let's make a record before you go. Let's make a record.
Not on the record. Not on my time.
Can we go on the record?
Absolutely not. Okay? You can go on the record and make any statement you want.
I'm going to go on the record.
But you're not taking my 9 minutes. You're not taking my 9 minutes to make a record.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. This sounds like my mom when she gets hangry. Ms. Shapiro says, so can you ask more questions about a dead former client of one of the lawyers in this case? What? A dead former client?
So this is what she was asking before. And of course they left that out.
Wait, who are they referring to?
I don't know, but they were doing some
They're
messed
asking
up
about
stuff.
Dead former clients of one of the lawyers?
Yes.
What are you doing?
This is what they were doing.
That's completely out of pocket. And then you're like, sanctions motion for the response.
And they're filing sanctions for the attorneys finally saying we can't take this anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, okay.
If you want to make a
go ahead. And how is that proper?
I understand that you're new to this case and you don't understand.
Oh shit, you cunt! Wow. Oh, not you, Cassidy. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm
God.
Ezra with an S right now.
What a bitch.
She is everything we thought she was.
Oh wow.
Please let her take the lead in the trial. Let the jury get a load of all this.
That's bizarre. Somebody says they were probably asking about the CF, the client of Friedman's florist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That was my guess.
That's fucked up, dude.
It is.
Also has nothing to do with Blake's case.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. I want to go on the record. I don't care whether, and then Ms. Shapiro says, I'm new to this case, but I'm not new to the practice of law. I've been practicing law for over 30 years. I know the rules, ma'am. Sorry.
We're going off the record. I have 9 minutes left, and I'm going to use them to ask some questions. If you want to make a record, you can add time and make whatever record you want.
Okay.
Okay? Will you agree that you will? This is not counting against my 9 minutes?
That's fine, but I want it on the record. I want a record of what's happened. Well, clearly it ended up on the record. So.
You want a record of what's happened?
Yes.
You can make a record if you will.
I would like to if you will let me.
If I will let you, I will let you. If you will agree that it's not going to impact my 9 minutes.
I've already said fine to that. Do I need to say it again?
Okay, you can make whatever record you want. I'm going to take a break.
Okay, can we go on the record for this?
You don't need the video for this. You can just do it for the...
I'll do it on the video where I don't need the video. And then the videographer says, we're still on the record. Are we on the record? Yeah, I just want to say we had a break less than an hour ago. Wow, okay. We made clear to counsel that we didn't want another break, that this same witness is being deposed tomorrow, that this process is exhausting, that he's expected to testify for another 7 hours plus breaks tomorrow. She came back from a break, and part of her questioning had nothing whatsoever to do with the claims and defenses in this case. She was clearly at the point where the questioning becomes optional and rhetorical, and she engaged in a series of questions aimed to drive a wedge between this deponent and his lawyer, and to tarnish the reputation of the lawyer. That is how she has used her time.
This has nothing...
Excuse me, I'm making a record?
Then we're going to excuse the witness from the room because you're speaking and coaching the witness right now.
I am not coaching the witness at all.
This is totally inappropriate. This is totally inappropriate. You are coaching the witness. You're making a very long speaking objection. There is no purpose. There's no judge in this room. Everything that you're saying is you can make an argument about it. We're not going to do this in front of the witness.
Technically, a speaking objection is when there's a question pending and you object to the question.
No.
I'm not objecting to.
Speaking on the record is not permitted like this. You're objecting to the break. Objection noted. We're taking a break.
I'm like, okay, Ross Geller. God. All right. All right. This is silly.
Okay.
This is silly.
I do not want you to coach the witness anymore. And
we're not coaching the witness.
Make other statements on the record about the witness. If you insist on doing that, the witness should leave the room, okay?
I am going to defer to you in every respect. Whatever I need to do to let you make my statement on the record, I'm going to do, okay? Like, he's like placating so hard.
Then you can excuse the witness from the room if you insist on making this statement.
Okay, Jamie, go outside. Go outside as I continue.
Don't make eye contact, Jamie.
After we made clear, oh my God. After we made clear our concerns about breaks, the witness is...
Yeah, I would like to also note that you are not you're not the representative lawyer.
If you cut me off again, I'm going to call Judge Hyman on the phone now. I think they mean Lyman. Who's Judge Hyman? That's not a... Okay, should we talk about who Judge Hyman is? Because that's not...
Is he in the room with us?
I hope not. That seems sexually harassing per Blake standard, but all right.
Oh, we should file some sanctions for this.
Oh, probably.
No more talking about Hymens.
Yeah.
You want to tell him that you, who are not defending the deposition, are wanting to make a 10-minute objection?
This sounds like it's been like 2 minutes tops. And she keeps interrupting him, so that's
Right.
probably why it's taking so long. Okay, Mr. Box says, can you let me speak? And then you can make whatever speech you want about me, and you can say whatever you want about me, but you are going to let me...
Yeah, Mr. Bach, you are not defending this deposition. You are a participant here who has decided to make a speech on the record.
We're not kids on a playground. You just said if Mr. Heath left the room, I could make my statement. Now you're not letting me make my statement. Can I make my statement?
You can make your statement over my objection, okay? That you...
Just let me know when I can make my...
You should...
Statement. I'm just going to sit here and not say...
You should not be making any statement on the record.
Anything until you tell me I can make my statement.
If you are disrupting the deposition...
who's disrupting here? Even in this role play, who the fuck is disrupting here?
In order to make a statement as the non-defending lawyer in this deposition.
Are you done?
And if you... I don't agree. I excuse the witness. If you want to continue, I'm just going to let you do this so we can finish this deposition. And then we're going to take a break and we're going to take our last 9 minutes. So if you want to make this statement for whatever reason, go ahead.
God, by all means, she spent like the last 5 to 10 probably minutes saying like, are you going to make a statement? You shouldn't. You should not make the statement. But go ahead and make a statement if you don't want, if you want to. Well, don't do it. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. Anyways, are you done again?
I am done.
Okay, can I talk?
You can talk.
Okay. As I've been saying, after we made clear that we're concerned about the breaks, we're concerned about the witness being tired. The next line of questioning had nothing to do with the case, but simply had to do with the client and his lawyer and trying to drive a wedge. And now the questioning lawyer wants to take yet another break. It's clear from the content of her questioning that she's no longer focused on the merits of the case and that she's conducted her substantive questioning. I don't see another need for a break. I think the deposition is practically over. The client is tired and has to go tomorrow. I think this is abusive. I think it's unnecessary and I object. And just a note here, remember how Blake Lively demanded all these things and was granted by the judge the opportunity to have the deposition at her chosen location and refused to do like a 2 days deposition where all the Wayfarer defendants had to sit for 2 days. Justin and Jamie and them had to sit for 2 days if they were asked to do so. But Blake refused, said she would only do 1 day and that's it. So she got like all her demands met. And like they're making such a huge deal about this. And like the guy has to come back tomorrow and they're trying to badger him at the end of the day about crazy shit that has nothing to do with his case.
And taking a break when you've got 9 minutes left and you just took a break an hour
and they just
ago.
took a break. Yeah, that's not how that's supposed to work.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing about them is they had already flown to New York once and had to turn around and go back home and then come back again.
Yeah.
All right.
She's like that last minute they delayed Blake's. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead. There's one line left.
Sorry. All right. 10 minutes off the record. Thank you.
And that's that.
Okay. So what I want to say is about them preserving these objections or making these objections. What they're doing is preserving this stuff so that if judgments come back against them and they need to appeal, they have it. If they don't put these object to the form and all of these things, if they don't do it at the moment, they cannot do it later. It's kind of like the four corners of a complaint is all you can consider in some things, and you can't retroactively go back and cure it later. You have to do it at the time. So they have to mark any objections that they have. So him wanting to do this, there's nothing wrong with him doing it. And so she's trying to say, well, because you're not the lead attorney, you can't do this. They are preserving this stuff so that if they need it again, they've already marked it. They've already preserved it. They've already made a statement. And then if they don't do that, they can't do it later. So she's completely off base with this. She just, She just lost her mind.
Well, I mean, that's something I did not understand that at all at the time. So I was like, what does this mean? Because I've been seeing that in all these deposition transcripts. And I'm like, I don't even know what this means. And you would think at some point I would have looked it up, but I didn't. So
yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, that's what it means. They have to do that, and it seems annoying. And sometimes they do it just to disrupt the flow of everything. Mm-hmm. Like they do it too much. But if there is truly something that they object to, they have to do it then. And if they don't, they can't object to it later. So,
man, that was so crazy to read. I mean, I know that we weren't in the room, so our reading of that may have come across a little more chaotic than it was actually happening. I always leave open a little space in my brain for the possibility that something happened a little differently than I interpret it. But like, I'm reading that and I'm just like, wow, you're such a bitch. I'm sorry, but you're such a bitch. Like, what are you doing? Like asking about Travis Flores at that point with Jamie Heath. Like, what could Jamie Heath possibly need to testify about in regards to Travis Flores and Brian Friedman when it comes to the case with Baldoni and Wayfair and Lively, like for the It Ends With Us movie, like unless they're talking about press surrounding films, but at the same time, then it's like there was never any allegation of any sort of negative press strategy with what was it called? Was it 5 feet apart? Did I get it wrong? 10 feet apart?
Wait, sorry. Yeah, five. Yeah, I think it was 5 feet apart.
5 feet apart. I feel like I always get that wrong because I'm thinking of a different movie as well.
Christina leaving. Bye, Christina. Thank you.
Oh, see you later, Christina. But yeah, I think I don't understand how that could possibly be relevant, really. Other than they're saying drive a wedge, which makes me obviously think about how Brian is now being sued by that estate of Travis Flores, who has unfortunately passed away.
They're just digging up nonsense garbage.
Well, it's very sad that Travis passed away, and I feel bad for the widow and that. I could see why, as the widow of Travis, why he would be saddened and upset by some of the statements made in the press by Brian about Wayfair because of the conflict between Wayfair and Travis. And so the lawsuit, as far as the lawsuit with the widow goes, I try not to be too critical because I'm like, if I were in that position, I were very emotional about this, and it was somebody that I loved who passed away, and I'm like, now I'm seeing their lawyer represent the person that we went up against. It's like, I could see why that feels terrible. But at the same time, like none of that has anything to do with the Lively Wayfair stuff.
No,
so,
they're just trying to drag in anything that they possibly can. Oh, Diane's asking who is Bach. Bach is one of Wayfair's attorneys. And I think that this portion was targeted specifically because it has them in it. And they are the one who just filed the opposition to this motion for extension today. Like, this seems like thrown together nonsense.
So let me, we'll just pull up the ruling now instead, because we don't have to go through the motion since he's going to outline it anyway. So we might as well just pull up, 1 second here. Right. There we go. I think you guys should be able to read that. Okay. So the sealing deadlines are amended as follows. And remember, Blake Lively's asking for an extension. The deadline was today, and she asked for an extension to, I think, the 20. What did she ask for? I have the documents pulled up.
The 29th. And he always gives her more than she asked.
Again, more than she asked for. Yeah. Okay. So the sealing deadlines are amended as followed. Parties and third parties shall file opening sealing requests by January 5th. Opposing briefs shall be filed by January 12th. So they get a week to respond to that. And she gets, so the thing that they were arguing back is that, number one, it's not fair to the public where like the public is supposed to have access to this, like not delayed access to this shit, which Blake Lively brought these claims forward, and she's delaying all of the production of her evidence to the public. And it's crazy.
And why is it being allowed? Look at what we went through.
Yeah, right.
In very limited time.
Yeah.
He was at first demanding that we unmask ourselves.
Right.
Those of us who were masked. And then finally he said, oh, we could do it, but we didn't get, where was our special treatment?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. She does get handled with kid gloves in this for sure.
I can't believe she got more than she asked for. She asked, what did she ask for? The 29th? She asked for 10 days. It looks like
December 29th, yeah.
So she'll ask for 2 weeks and he'll give her 6 weeks. Or she'll ask for 10 days and he'll give her, how many days is this now? 10 days plus 6, so it's like 16 days?
It's 3 weeks. 3 weeks from today.
What a
January 9th is. Well, he's at January 5th, so it's like 2.5 weeks, I guess, from today. An extra 2.5 weeks.
I want to know why. What's his reasoning for this?
I guess we're gonna find out here because I haven't seen this at all. But both parties, so both parties consented to the extension of the previously established deadline of December 19th. Okay, but that was okay. So that was this extension. So she already got an extension to today,
right?
So that's what they consented to. By giving the parties time to meet and confer to agree upon portions of documents that indisputably should be sealed, including private telephone numbers, email. Why do you need that much time to agree upon that?
What have they been doing all of these weeks?
The court anticipates it will be able to release to the public more quickly that information that should be publicly disclosed. Huh? Help me. I don't understand.
So he said that the court, by giving them time to do this, that they would be able to release it more quickly. But then why'd you give them so much time? That doesn't make any sense.
So why do they need more time?
Why'd you give them more time?
The parties disagree on the timetable. Okay. Lively supported by third parties. So she's saying that third parties also, like, they need time for objections to this, like as if third parties
had all this time.
Entire time. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And it's Sony and WME. At first it was just Sony, and now she threw in WME. Mm-hmm. So of course he was going to grant it. They have had all of this time. How many text messages or emails are they even in at this point?
Yeah.
How much of this is for third parties?
Yeah. Well, when the Wayfair lawsuit got dismissed and they decided not to amend those, and I assume they'll appeal, but like when they decided not to amend that shit, it's like a lot of this stuff isn't relevant anymore, which makes me think like there's stuff that they're claiming needs to be discussed that is like actually does not need to be discussed at all. It's actually like stuff we've already gone over and like we're good at this point. But that's just my kind of line of thinking. I don't know. So let's see. The parties disagree on timetable for such. Lively, supported by third parties, suggest the parties exchange highlighted documents indicating their respective sealing requests by the 29th, that the parties and third parties file opening sealing briefs by January 6th, and that opposing briefs be filed by January 13th. Okay. The Wayfair parties propose opening briefs be filed by December 29th and opposition briefs be due on January 9th. Okay. Their request does not mention the time for meet and confers. Oh, well, we know how meet and confers work with Ezra Hudson and Blake Lively's attorneys. You got two people right here who tried to meet and confer with them. Okay.
Right.
Jesus. They've had ability to cooperate with third parties should not be a reason for them to get this extension.
Right. Remember what he said when she piled them under with that omnibus motion?
Yeah.
And it was so much stuff, and they had so many moving parts of the litigation going on at that time. And he's like, "Well, you didn't handle your schedule correctly." Do you remember? And what did he give them like 3? Oh,
well, do it again. Well, I'm so tired of this shit.
But what did he give them? Like 3 days?
I would think so, right? Like just maybe give it till Monday or something.
Yeah. But this is like weeks and weeks. What do you mean time to meet and confer? What were all of these weeks that just passed for?
I don't know. And he's like giving them an extension till the second week of January. It's like, and I know they're delaying some of the stuff because of the holidays, but I'm like, your deadline was today. Welcome to the fucking 9 to 5, honey. You still have to work the first few days of next week. Why don't you just get it in by Monday? Like, what's the problem here?
How have you not already done all your meet and confers? The deadline was today.
Yeah. Well, I will admit also that I'm just like, I don't understand the behind the scenes stuff as far as this goes. So like, to me, it might seem a little more outrageous than it might to somebody else who like deals with this kind of litigation.
It's extremely outrageous. This is not,
it does seem outrageous.
This is not normal. This is not normal to have this long.
Yeah.
At all.
Already. I want to see an image of Lyman as a hymen. Oh, you're going to have to go to a different channel, baby. I can't do that. No, I can't do that. That's not what I'm here for. Ass. Yikes. Anyways. Okay, the difference between the parties amounts to about a week on the front end and a weekend and 1 business day on the back end. The court has been vigilant throughout these proceedings to protect the public's right to... Sorry. to information, which is constitutionally entitled to receive. That's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I freaked out there.
Only when it comes to Wayfair.
Yeah.
And it's stupid.
Well,
willing to go on in-camera reviews too now.
Mm-hmm.
For text messages between third parties, mind you. He's so protective of third parties when it's Sony and WME, but not when it was Catherine Case or Kozlo. Brianna Kozlo, is that her name? He went all in camera review for that, but not the people who went after Jen Abel's phone. Explain to me that.
Yeah. Right.
He wouldn't even consider doing an in-camera review for that, but he's done it for 2 third parties now.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it was 2, Case and Kozlo, and now that it's only when it relates to Blake's team, anything related to Blake. And he's so careful about those third parties because it's Sony and it's WME, it's Hollywood. But if it's just Joe Schmo third party, tough luck.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sick of, this double standard.
Yeah, I mean, it's really disheartening as like somebody, and I'm sure you can echo the sentiment, as somebody who was like dragged into it as a third party who like literally has nothing to do with anyone involved.
Right.
On all this stuff. Like, it just like, it's so disheartening to see the lengths that they go to for WMEs or Sonys of the world, where like we who don't have the money for attorneys, who literally have nothing to do with this case other than we said stuff about Blake online that she didn't like we were dragged through the mud and we were forced to like go through all these procedural things that normal people don't understand, because it's not our job to know how lawyers are supposed to operate in federal courts. While we're supposed to do our regular day jobs and deal with our family obligations and all that stuff.
Right.
And drop your lives for a minute to fight Blake Lively in court because she didn't like what you said about her. But then you have like this, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, you can have an extension. You're fine, honey. You can have whatever you want. For the rich people.
You for 10 days? Here, let me give you 16.
Yeah. Right.
And what was I just going to say?
I don't know. I'll wait for it though.
It exited. Let me see if I can get back there again. Where was I?
Yeah.
It was something about our.
Oh no!
It's gone.
We're gonna have a problem.
Good.
I think it's funny. It's funny at the same time, but like we have a problem on our hands to where now people are gonna start saying Judge Hyman, and that's the transcriber's fault. Okay, none of us did that.
You didn't make that up.
That's not like something that I read. You're going to get like 4 people on TikTok who are like diehard, wait for Blake Lively to post on Instagram supporters who are going to be like, Lita Lauren 904 loves to call people cunts, and now she's saying Judge Hyman. I didn't do it.
It was Ashley.
It wasn't me.
Ashley. Was that
it was the literal court, official federal court transcript. Like, I didn't do this. Oh, God. All right.
Oh, I remember now. And you were talking about what we were going through, and all the while Ezra out here lying on legal documents, claiming that our names were on lists, that we had talked to them, and that's why we were subpoenaed. Yeah. And then everybody out there is reporting that, repeating that, and then guess what? When it was chicken butt, and then when it was revealed, our names were not on there. It was a big fat lie.
No, it was just Andy's was the only person from the social media subpoenas I think that was on there. Because Perez didn't get the social media subpoena. He got a personal subpoena. Right. Andy was the only one who got both, I believe.
Both, yeah.
And that was obviously, when you look at their document, they were obviously saying this for multiple people. And so it was like, obviously there's not multiple people that fall into this category. You were explicitly lying, in my opinion, those documents.
Yes, on a court document.
Yeah, it's wrong. Totally wrong.
I was so glad Wayfair sealed that, because everybody was saying that we were.
Yeah,
that was it was bad enough to be facing it all, but then to have People Magazine and everybody else saying, "Whoa, our names are on there. We were colluding with these people."
Well, you and I both, I think at different times, you and I made the media cycle at the point. I think it was you first, where they were like Cassidy O'Connell, this person, and they picked up on your documents and what you were saying to the court about like, how dare this court and blah, blah, blah. And they were running with that for a minute. The little bit of legacy media that did actually cover our stories, they went with you first. Right. And then sometime a couple weeks later,
then they
picked up on mine. Yeah. And then they have, of course, I'm like somebody out here with my name and face, and I was never expecting a fucking high profile celebrity to drag me through the mud because I nobody. Like, what are you doing? I'm a nobody who works in healthcare. Like, and so then the legacy media outlets pick these like horrible screenshots of my face where I'm like, like a deranged woman tries to sue Blake Lively for harassment. I'm like, honey, that's not what's going on here. If anybody's, it's you. Like, what are you doing? Of course, they made me look terrible.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Speaking of mainstream media, I got a message on my Instagram from someone from Rolling Stone.
Oh, I did too.
Did you? Did they ever contact you? Did they ask for?
I did talk to her. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. She asked for my email contact information. Right. Yeah. Okay. Were you not talking about it?
Or? Oh no, I don't know. I just haven't really mentioned it to anybody because I see the piece didn't come out, and I didn't know if that was still something that was going on or what.
What was it about? Or do you want? If you don't want to say, you can text me later.
She was just working on some, and I'm not going to try to say too much because I know it's her deal, and she was a really nice lady. I have nothing bad to say about her. I know that Rolling Stone recently came out with that article about the Taylor Swift stuff with the boss with the AI company or whatever. But like this reporter from Rolling Stone talked to me about how you feel about like free speech and content creators, and should they have the same kind of rights as like reporters and that kind of thing, or like, are you intimidated by this or that? And really just I mean, it was just questions about kind of like what went through my mind when I got the subpoena and how we responded to that and what that meant, and how I think that, like, should we have the same protections as reporters, but versus like we would have to also be like held by the same standards. So it was kind of an interesting thought. Because when you really think about it, you really think about it, it's like, well, then there's, kind of a little bit of risk there too. So it was an interesting conversation. I have nothing bad to say about that woman at all. I think she was a really nice lady. I saw that recent piece come out, and then I know they mentioned Blake Lively in that, and I know that this piece hasn't come out yet to my knowledge, so I don't know if that's still going forward. But if it is, she was also talking about the Cardi B case and some other, like, just other stuff that content creators have been dragged into via subpoena. It wasn't like a Blake Lively specific article. So but she was really nice, and I had a nice conversation with her, so yeah, no problems there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So where were we here?
Oh, the court was vigilant.
Yeah, sure. I think I lost my shit.
Everybody left.
Okay. The public has a right to know how taxpayer dollars are being used. Oh, nice of you to notice. And the court intends to unseal materials before argument on the motions for summary judgment, and certainly before a decision on the motion for summary judgment. So do you know if that is going to be like an in-person hearing or a teleconference?
We don't know. And I did hear, Not Actually Golden said, and it makes perfect sense, that if this stuff doesn't get resolved before that hearing, it may not be open to the public, because if they're going to be talking about stuff that's still at this moment sealed,
I think that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem.
That really is going to suck.
And that's supposed to be
here because of this nonsense.
Let's see. So that's supposed to be on the 22nd, right? So we got opening briefs, request by December 29th, opening briefs by January 6th, and opposing briefs by the 13th. So I guess so the hearing is supposed to be on the 21st or 22nd of January.
22nd, yeah.
And so the thing is, like, if that is an in-person hearing, I would like to go to that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking.
I'll be in Germany again, so I can't go, but
can you literally just stop? Like, sorry. No, I'm just kidding. But I would like to go to that if it is going to be in person. But the thing is, like, I don't know, with all this going on, like, I can't make plans is the problem.
Yeah, if you go all the way there and then they don't let you in the room, because if it's closed to the public, you're not going to get in.
Oh, shit! Did they? Can you do me a favor and read from there while I look at this? Because apparently this article did come out, so I'm going to look at it real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
At the same time, however, both parties have made claims to protect the privacy rights of third parties in particular. Throughout these proceedings, and the interests of such parties are entitled to be given weight, unless, of course, they're third parties on the Wayfair side. The court's order is intended to accomplish those sometimes competing objectives. And I just want to say, I don't want to incite anyone to email the court, but if you are planning to do that anyway, please include this in your email, that these third-party rights that he's tiptoeing around, where were these thoughts and feelings when it came to Case and Coslow or other people like that.
In my diary. Moving on. I'm just kidding.
Why is Sony and WME so much more important? Why? It's not third parties that he's protecting. It's celebrities that he's protecting. In fact, the Wayfarer parties object to the dates proposed by Lively on the basis that Lively will have had roughly 2 months to prepare her sealing motions, while they will have had only 1 week to file their opposition. But the 1 week deadline to file oppositions applies to everyone. Lively will have 1 week to object to the sealing requests of the Wayfarer parties, just as the Wayfarer parties can begin formulating their response before receiving Lively's opening sealing submissions, as the parties have agreed to exchange their respective sealing requests prior to filing their opening submissions with the court.
Sorry. This is the end of it. So.
The Wayfarer parties also assert that Lively's reliance on the needs of third parties is disingenuous. It is, but each side has an obligation to protect the rights of third parties, only if they're famous. And each side has throughout these proceedings. No, you've only protected the celebrities, the Taylor Swifts, and that's not anything bad against her, but the Taylor Swifts and Sony and WME.
Sorry, Michelle.
Not us when we were non-parties, and not anybody else.
No, yeah, true. I mean, to be honest, it's just like silly things like bank account numbers. We probably should just hand them over. So not important.
No, you know why? What my thing was is that I didn't want these scary, awful people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
To end up doxing us.
You have a much bigger concern there than I do.
I didn't want them having our information because they're not careful with people's information. How many phone numbers have leaked? How many email addresses have leaked? How many physical addresses of people, women, have been leaked?
Yeah.
Way too many for my liking. And you know what? I don't have just this case. Do you know that there is a billionaire in Georgia currently trying to find me to send me a subpoena from... Yes.
Oh,
yes. A friend of mine was just deposed, and they were asking about me. In between asking if she had tried, he's the owner of a gas station chain, and it's in South Carolina. And
it's not Buc-ee's, is it?
No, it's not Buc-ee's. Parker's Kitchens.
I don't care about that.
Greg Parker. Yeah, but they're trying to find me, and they're asking people they depose if they know me, if they know where I am.
Why do they want to depose you exactly?
Because I reported on the case. This is the thing now. Attacking content creators. It's not Murdaugh. It's an offshoot. There was a boat crash case, and out of the boat crash case came this conspiracy case. And that's what it is. This billionaire, when he was being sued, he did all kinds of unsightly things, allegedly. And I reported about it, and I said not so nice things about the attorneys that represent him.
I can't imagine
I may or may not have called one of them Mr. Smee from Peter Pan. But
sorry, I had to think about that for a second.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, talk about the stupid stuff that they asked during depositions. They asked one of my friends if she'd tried the chicken fingers from Parker's Kitchens, and she's like, no, I don't eat gas station food. Why are you asking this stupid question?
Yeah. That is that just kind of makes me want to pour gasoline on the fire, to be honest. Like the whole thing I love about YouTube is nobody gets to tell me what to do. So if I finally want to be an asshole to people that I think are being assholes, I can kind of just do that.
Jane knows. Jane understands.
Well, now I'm tempted to go find your conspiracy person and be like, I'm gonna fight you.
This guy is terrifying. He has so much power and so much money, and the stuff he's already done, allegedly, leave me alone, Greg Parker. He's the scary kind of guy. He's the scary kind. He is the one I don't want to find me. And see, Blake and them, the thing with them, I didn't want them to dox me, and I felt like they would. Oh, oops. Her address.
Yeah. Well, so there's this whole element of privacy violation that I think applied to both of us, but there's a whole different thing with like you and Leanne, who are like, we're not having our real names and like faces out here and stuff like that, to where it's like you guys had a very different experience than I did, in that effect that like I could come out here and like say what I wanted to say as myself, where I didn't have to worry as much, where I know like Leanne has a child and a grandchild, and I think you have a family as well. And I don't want to, speak too much on your situation without your permission, but like, I think that you also have people in your life who you were concerned about,
Right.
from what I heard you speak on publicly, like that you don't want to have exposed to this stuff. So it was like a very different situation for you then. Like, kind of like there's a whole other thing going on there that I feel like I'm sure that you're still kind of not necessarily recovering is the word I want to use, but still kind of well, I guess recovering maybe is the word.
Yeah. It was traumatic, and
yeah.
You know,
hi, Omar.
you never really feel like you can let your guard down.
Yeah.
And now this other situation is actually the one I'm actually terrified about. This billionaire.
Well, I'm gonna have to look more into that then and listen to more of what you're going to say. So I've been like a little bit off of out of things for the last couple weeks. I've been very busy with work and just holiday coming up, but like I'm gonna have to look into that a little bit more and see what's going on there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Omar, what's going on? I hope you're good, man. So I guys, I would invite Omar right now to join us if I wasn't about to leave and go on somebody, because I told somebody else I would go on their stream, and then after that I told somebody else I would go on their stream. So this is my second stream of 4 tonight. So we actually I have to take off now.
Are you going to Citizen?
Yeah, are you?
I gotta ask her for the link. She had invited me, and I thought I was gonna already be gone, but I'm leaving tomorrow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'll do that now. I'll send it to you on X.
Okay, thanks.
All right, guys. So we're going to take off now, but we'll see you over on CJ's. I actually set it to redirect to her stream now when I end this. So we'll see you over there. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.